This video is about the fascinating history of trade, from the first barter transactions in ancient Mesopotamia to today's global digital commerce. I will explain how trade has evolved over thousands of years, what goods and routes played a role, and how trade has transformed our world. Over 5,000 years ago, trade began in Mesopotamia. Cities like Uruk exchanged grain, pottery, and textiles. Merchants used rivers like the Euphrates for transportation. There were already simple barter transactions using clay tokens. From 1500 BC, the Phoenicians were major traders. They sailed across the Mediterranean and traded purple cloth, glass, and cedar wood. Their ships connected Egypt, Greece, and Asia Minor. They invented an alphabet that made trade easier. Around 200 BC, the Silk Road began, a trade route from China to Europe. Merchants transported silk, spices, and porcelain. Caravans crossed deserts and mountains. Trade connected cultures like China, Persia, and Rome. The Roman Empire had a vast trade network. Ships brought grain from Egypt, wine from Gaul, and olive oil from Spain. Roads and ports made transportation easy. Gold and silver coins were accepted everywhere. After the fall of Rome around 476 AD, trade became simpler. Many people exchanged goods directly without money. Villages traded grain, tools, or livestock. Markets slowly emerged in monasteries and castles. From the 8th century, Vikings were not only raiders but also traders. They sailed to Russia, Byzantium, and even Arabia. They traded furs, amber, and slaves for silver and spices. Their ships were fast and sturdy. In the 12th century, the Hanseatic League emerged, a union of trading cities. Lübeck and Hamburg traded fish, salt, and cloth in the Baltic Sea. The Hanseatic League had its own ships and trading posts. It made northern Germany wealthy. Spices like pepper and cinnamon were very valuable in the Middle Ages. Merchants brought them from India and Indonesia via Arabia to Europe. Venice and Genoa became rich from the spice trade. Spices were more expensive than gold. The Crusades, from the 11th to 13th centuries, revived trade. Knights and pilgrims brought goods like silk and spices from the Orient. Italian cities like Venice benefited greatly. New trade routes were created. From 1450, the printing press changed trade. Trade contracts and maps were printed and distributed. Merchants could plan and calculate better. The printing press made trade faster and more precise. In 1492, Christopher Columbus discovered America. This opened up new trade routes. Gold, silver, tobacco, and potatoes came from America to Europe. In return, Europeans brought horses and weapons. From the 16th century, the transatlantic slave trade began. Europeans brought enslaved Africans to America to work on plantations. Sugar, cotton, and tobacco were shipped to Europe. It was a cruel business. In the 17th century, the Netherlands took over world trade. Their trading company, the VOC, controlled the spice trade in Asia. Amsterdam became a center for banking and commerce. Dutch ships were modern and fast. From the 18th century, the Industrial Revolution changed trade. Machines produced goods like textiles in large quantities. Steamships and railroads made transport faster. Trade became more global. In the 18th century, tea from China was very popular in Europe. British traders exchanged opium for tea, which led to conflicts. The tea trade made London an important trading hub. Ships sailed faster than ever before. In the 19th century, free trade became established. Countries like Britain lowered tariffs to promote trade. Goods like cotton and steel were sold worldwide. Trade grew enormously. In the 1950s, containers were introduced. These large metal boxes made transporting goods easier and cheaper. Ships could carry more, and ports became more modern. Global trade exploded. In the 20th century, oil became one of the most important trade goods. Countries in the Middle East sold oil to Europe and the USA. Tankers transported millions of liters across the seas. Oil shaped the global economy. Since the 1980s, China became a trading power. Factories produced clothing, electronics, and toys for the whole world. Ports like Shanghai grew huge. Today, China is the largest exporter. In the 1990s, online trade began. Companies like Amazon sold goods via the internet. Customers could order from home. E-commerce grew rapidly. In the 21st century, trade is global. Goods are produced in one country, packaged in another, and sold worldwide. Planes and container ships connect the world. But globalization also brings problems like pollution. Since the 2000s, fair trade has become more important. It ensures that farmers in poor countries receive fair prices. Products like coffee or cocoa carry fair trade labels. Many people buy consciously fair. Today there are trade conflicts, for example, between the USA and China. Countries impose tariffs to protect their economies. This makes goods more expensive and trade more difficult. Such conflicts affect the whole world. Trade is becoming more digital. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are used for purchases. Platforms like PayPal make payments easier. Digital trade is growing fast. Today, many focus on sustainable trade. Companies try to use less plastic and protect the environment. Customers prefer regional products. Sustainability is becoming more important in trade. The corona pandemic in 2020 disrupted world trade. Ports were closed and supply chains broke down. Many goods didn't arrive. Trade recovered slowly. Robots and AI are changing trade. In warehouses, robots sort goods and computers plan delivery routes. This makes trade faster and cheaper. But some jobs are disappearing. Countries sign trade agreements like the EU or WTO. These rules make trade easier and safer. But there are disputes when countries have different interests. Agreements shape global trade. Piracy is still a problem today. In areas like the Strait of Malacca, pirates attack trade ships. Countries send warships to protect trade. Piracy makes trade unsafe. Trade will continue to change. Drones could deliver goods, and AI could calculate prices. Sustainability and digitalization will become more important. Trade remains a driver of the global economy.